if you don't spend your money, like literally put your money where your mouth is, right? So if you really feel this strong need to say that they need to step up for the things that you feel are, what's the word I'm looking for? Valid, or the things you feel are require, attention, then put your money where your mouth is. The same thing we could tell the celebrities. If you feel this strongly about the culture, you feel this strongly about the issues that are happening, put your money where your mouth is. If you're too scared about what the powers that be, the white folk, are going to do with your money, then you don't really care that much. That's kind of,
Right in the bandwagon thing, and a lot of people would even care. But it's like more of like a trendy thing. I don't even really think it's like a personal, opinion. Really, it's all a bandwagon. I mean, certain people like R. Kelly, he got canceled, but there are people that are like, listen, I love me an R. Kelly song.
I do.
I personally, I don't think I've listened to R. Kelly, but I think it's just, me trying to go listen to something of his, and it's just like start thinking about stuff about him. But I mean, I think it's kind of like I just said, it's just like a bandwagon thing. Like even like, what is this food? Goya. Would you have canceled Goya? Had Trump not, the CEO kissing Trump's ass?
I'm
now
more
you don't want
Trump than
Goya?
Goya.
But that's a good reason to cancel. See, that's a good reason.
Why you more mad with Trump?
Look, when corporations disrespect us, corporations that we spend heavy with, then we need to let them know when we don't like what they're doing. And that's the only way they listen, when you hit them in the pocket. That in that instance, and not just Trump, but any corporation that we spend heavy with that doesn't respect our dollar or our feelings, off with their heads.
So let's talk about, when you're talking about businesses and stuff like that, like black business, you want us to support black business. When I've supported black business prior, but now it's a trend, so now people are doing it, it's like, why did this have to happen for you to, support the black people? But I want to say there are certain few companies that, they want your money, and just because you're black, they feel like, we cool, we brothers, it's not gonna do my business like this. But no, that's not how it works. You have to treat me, act like I'm a white person walking in here, because some of them get it together for the white. You know what I mean?
Again, that comes back to how you feel about yourself and your culture. I would never treat or deliver lesser service to my people. And just that statement, treat me like I'm white, that means I already feel like I should be treated lesser than. If I go in a store, certain things I'm not accepting. No, you can't have my bag. I don't want anything out this little cheap ass store. And if you have to do that, I can take my business elsewhere. You could even offer to take my bag so I could shop comfortably. Still. Say, oh, can I take your bag, please? But when you like, give me your bag, no. And if it's a problem, I'm leaving. So that's how you demand your respect there, because that's all they understand is dollars and cents. And it's little things like that that send that message that you're less than. In high-end stores, they don't tag anything. They don't do that. And they know the people are going to steal. People that don't have to. But they don't want to offend that customer base because they're big spenders. Nobody spends more than we spend. Nobody. So even though individually we may not have a lot, as a collective, we are the economy. And we have to stop accepting that treatment. I go in the supermarket, it's 2 registers open. We got cheese lines. This is pre-COVID. I'm leaving. If you don't respect my time and my business, and hire somebody and open some damn registers. You would never do that in other neighborhoods.
Not at all.
So if we as a collective, again, I may not have a car, you don't have a car. We pool our money together, we take the bus to a store that knows how to feed us, and we chip in and get a cab or an Uber back. And we write a letter and let them know why we're not coming anymore. That's how you change that. Not like I don't have a choice.
Right.
No, you're
And
right.
this doesn't just happen here. Like this, the funny thing is, the stereotype that Black people are gonna steal, or that we have that this negative, like, around the economy stuff, it's not just in the U.S. Because I remember specifically my husband and I going on vacation to the Philippines, and he wanted to buy a gold chain. We walked into the jewelry store, and the guy was just like, and he said something, and I looked at him, I was like, excuse me. I got so upset. And my husband was like, babe, let's go. And I was like, we got money. What is wrong with you? Are you kidding me? So you know what? I don't have to spend my money here. You're looking at us because you think the whole stereotype just followed us across the freaking ocean, that we're gonna steal something out of your store when we literally came in here to buy something. We can go spend our tens of thousands of dollars somewhere else. We don't gotta spend it here. I felt so offended, and I got like emotional because I was so pissed, because that kind of stuff to me is so unnecessary. Now you following the same exact stereotype that was like put on us by the people that was suppressing us. But mind you, you also a person of color. And it's like they don't see that outside of the US. They think still that we're the lesser ones, where we kind of all get lumped into the same category whenever you come back to the United States, which to me is bogus.
But that's the same thing, right? That's how everything gets done with, especially with Black representation. That's what we're talking about, right? And why Black representation is so important, because television is not just in America, right? It's all over the world. So when we're put on screen all over the world as a people, we get bunched up into that group of people based on the color of our skin, then yeah, the world says, oh, this is what they are. I mean, even to me as a kid in Jamaica growing up, where television went from black and white to color to being massive to worldwide, you know what I mean, service connection now, where they're watching HBO and everything else that's there now, you know what I mean, to see that evolution take place. But at the same time, it's about the representation. There's, if I didn't see it, then I'm going to think that's how it is. My perception of what America was based on what I saw on TV. So, you know what I mean? Before I migrated here. So it is very, very important what we're putting on screen. And I feel like you guys are all talking about this. I'm going to put my money here where it's more valued, right? And you value that based on the service that you were receiving. But why don't we set the same standards for our own people? We don't set the same standards. You wouldn't walk into
I think we're harder on our own people.
Yeah, you wouldn't walk into a Louis store and be like, let me get that for like $200. You wouldn't do that, right? You would never.
No.
You would never go and go get you some, you know what I mean? You're not gonna do it. You're not gonna go into Gucci and be like, yo, let me hold that for $50. But go into a black.
No, you gonna be like, I'm gonna give you 50 extra because I'm balling.
Right.
I'm not asking for this.
Right.
We give you an extra 50 because I'm
But
balling.
then you gonna go to your own people and be like, yo, let me get that for free. Let me hold that. And we don't set the same standards for each other. So you guys are saying, if I'm not getting this kind of service, right, then I'm gonna go somewhere else. But you don't do that with your own people.
No, that comes to valuing. It's not even a standard. It's the value you place
on each other, ourselves. Because if we value each other, you're going to want to
deliver excellent service. And you're going to appreciate excellent service, but you will also be more forgiving if something comes up. I think when it comes to, we expect less and we tolerate even less from each other. We have a new fish store that opened up, right? They put them through hell to get open. So the first day, we're in COVID, it's gonna take a while for them to get their footing and get the feel of, and this girl comes in the store at the top of her lungs, like, this is crazy, and this straight out of Love and Hip Hop, for real. I was like, really? But I'm like, okay, she's young. And I really should have pulled her over and said, let me talk to you, sis, instead of just judging. But I was just so shocked. And But yeah, she did the whole, you shouldn't come back, this, that, and the third. But how many other businesses do you go in and get disrespected, really disrespected, not just slower service, and you keep going back, and you keep going back, and you spend more money, and don't put them on blast. Don't put them on blast. So I think we demand more from each other, but we also expect more breaks. So we should deliver and expect excellent service from each other because we believe we are worth it and we are capable of delivering it and we're worth accepting it and expecting it. So it all comes back to the mindset and what you believe. If you believe you don't deserve it, that's the energy you're going to put out, you're not going to get it. And because you don't think they're capable, you won't pull them to the side and say, let me show you with love how you can make this better. You'll just bitch about it, cancel them, and move on. And now that person might be out of business and it could have went another way. I'm not sure. I think so, but I've seen an Asian woman there, but the fish is on point.
So let me tell you this. I recently, over here on the waterfront in Yonkers, they recently opened up a Black-owned coffee shop.
Oh yeah, I did see
Bougie
that.
Brews. That's the name of it. So a friend of mine, me and my friend went there the first, maybe it was like their first weekend opening, but I'm like, oh, they got like book reads and all this stuff, book clubs that they're going to start doing. So, you know, when we first walked in there, you know, it was they were like a little scared about, you know, but, you know, we waited patiently, you know, and they were doing something or whatever, but I sat there for like an hour and they forgot my sandwich. So I'm like, I was like, you know, do you got my, like, it's called a Bougie grilled cheese. It's so good. But I was like, you know, my sandwich, and she was like, oh my God, did you order a sandwich? And I'm like, I'm pissed at this point, you know, but I'm like, you know, let me chill. You know, you don't want to do it because they just opened up. You don't want to be like, oh, well, cancel them. You know, we're not coming back here. And, you know, I went back and, you know, it was a different ambiance, you know, because they've been in business for a few weeks now. And, you know, my whole thing was like when we walked in, they didn't greet us. So that's, you know, I feel like, you know, they should greet or whatever. But I understood. So when I went back the next time, you know, I spoke to the girl, I introduced myself to her. You know, I was like, you know, I've read your story or whatever, you know, conversation, you know, now, you know, I'll definitely go back because I know what it was. But the friend was complaining about the prices of the food and the coffee. You know, the coffee was like maybe about $5-6, but I'm like, you're going to go to Starbucks and spend $8 for coffee.
Exactly.
Like, what's wrong with you?
And not blink.
And these, you know, these is your people, like, oh, that's too much money. I'm not going to go there no more. And I'm like, see, that's what I'm talking about.
Because that says they don't deserve to do what Starbucks does for you. That's what that says.
We expect us to give the same quality for less price. Always. Always.
Exactly.
If I'm buying, I have a friend now just started an earring business. Her earrings are about $15 a piece, which is not cheap, but they're handmade. And I'm like, you know what, honey? You're putting your own time and energy into this. I'm gonna spend my $15 and buy this one earring because I know how much work you're putting into it. If I was gonna be that kind of person that'd be like, oh, it's too expensive, then why am I even bothering? I'm not supporting you at this point because now I'm taking money out of your pocket. You over here trying to make something for yourself. So if I'm gonna want to support you, I'm gonna support you wholeheartedly. And that's the problem. We claim we're gonna support each other, but then we have to do it. Like, well, I'm gonna go there only if they do this and this. I'm gonna go there only if they give me this kind of discount. And why we can't get the family discount? And why don't you just pay full price? Like you said, Tashana, you're not going into Louis and Gucci and Starbucks and be like, can I get this for half price? You going in, you paying the price that's there. So why we gotta do it to each other? This doesn't make it makes no sense to me. I love a good discount and I will find my discount, but you know what? At the end of the day, some things just pay. If you go in there, you have the money for it, pay for it. Otherwise, just save your mouth, save the extra lip and all the extra stuff to make for somebody else. Like, it gets so frustrating sometimes. Like, I'll be in the spaces and it's like, just leave. Why? Just if you don't want to pay, just leave. See, you're making it now. You're perpetuating the stereotype, which will keep going, and it'll bring back. You know what? Black people are cheap. They don't want to support each other. Blah blah blah. I mean, you're making it worse. Just leave. Just leave.
So true. It's so true.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we have unrealistic expectations sometimes for Black entrepreneurs, especially up and coming Black entrepreneurs. But then on the same side, I think Black entrepreneurs are expecting that automatic Black support without the true and ultimate best service being provided. So I think it goes both ways. Because I've seen there's a lot of friends that I know are focused businesses and they're going about it the right way, or network and expanding it from there. And then there's the other side of it that feels like they should just get a handout. They should just automatically get people who are going to come to them and support their business. But you can't have it like that. You have to expect, we have to expect the same thing that we would expect from anyone, no matter what their racial background is. We don't want to be disrespected. We don't want to have poor service or poor quality products. And if we can't get that from you, then we're going to take our business elsewhere. But on the same vein, I feel like we shouldn't have this expectation that you should treat me 10 times better because I'm Black and you're Black. You should treat me the person that comes through your door no matter what, with the best service possible.
Awesome. Thank you. I totally 100% agree with that, Nicole. You guys are right. I mean, to me, money is money. So when this whole entire thing came around about, oh, let's support Black business because Black lives matter, right? My theory stands the same. I don't mind supporting you if you're a Black business, but I do want what I get my money for. Like, what I paid for is what I want, because I'm spending my money with you. We live in a capitalist world, and we all worked hard, long hours for my money. So when I come into your business, I want you to act like I'm paying you. And the same way we put on a face at work and we happy-go-lucky, how are you? Let's go, because someone's paying us. When I'm walking in with my money, I'm about to pay you. And I'm going to need you to act like I'm going to pay you, and that I worked hard for what I'm about to take out of my pockets to give you in exchange for service, right? So if I worked hard for this money, the value of this money should be great, because I worked long, hard, frustrating hours for this money to turn around and give it to you, for you to basically throw my money in my face based on the service you're giving me. So I think I have all rights to be like, this is unacceptable. I'm returning my food back to you because this is unacceptable. If I tolerate this, the hours I work to earn what this bill is going to come up to, and the tip that you expect for that, this is horrible. I'm going to need you to up it, right? So I think that expectation needs to be placed across the board entirely, for whether you're Black, whether you're white, whatever you are. I want you to treat me the way I think my money is valued to be treated. And that for me, that value of that penny, that dollar, is because I worked hard for that 1 penny and dollar. So I need the service to be exchanged.